Welcome to lesson 51. So lie down on the floor. Take a few moments to sense your contact with the floor, to bring your attention to yourself, to your sensations, to here and now. Bend your knees and bring your right ankle on your left knee. And catch now your right leg with your hands so that the right hand is catching the outside of the right knee and the left hand is catching the outside of the right foot. So the left hand is catching the sole of the foot. And throughout this lesson, if it's difficult for you to catch your foot with either hand, you can get a sock and just pull it around your foot so that you create this loop and you're catching your leg with something that's maybe a bit more helpful. So now catch your leg, your right leg, the knee and the foot, and can you begin to gently bring it towards yourself? So you want to keep it now in this same direction that it already is. So you do not want to pull more on the knee or pull more on the foot. You're trying to gently bring it towards yourself, keeping your calf parallel to your chest. So it doesn't have to be a big movement. And of course, we do not want to feel straining in our knees. This is a lesson about the hip. So you want to keep the movement comfortable. So now, as you do this movement, can you pay attention to the sensation in your hip and to what happens to your pelvis as you try to gently bring that leg towards yourself, that lower leg? Can you exhale and bring it a bit towards yourself and then inhale to let it go? Can you exhale and think of rounding your back a bit, of rolling your pelvis back and inhale to allow it to go away again? So you're kind of synchronizing this movement of drawing your leg gently towards yourself with the rolling sensation of your weight in your lower back. So you round yourself in order to bring that leg towards yourself. And can you think now of pressing through the left foot? So now as you exhale and roll, can you think of pressing through the left foot and allowing more of your pelvis to roll back and allow more of yourself to roll and gently hug your leg as you exhale? Just a few times. So you're cradling your leg and you're only taking it as far as it is easy and as far as it is comfortable. Very nice. And let that go and have a rest. Legs bent or long, whatever you prefer. Can you feel the sensation in your right and your left hip? And bend your knees again and bring your right ankle on your left knee. And now can you think of catching your right foot with both hands? So try not to interlace your fingers, but can you catch your foot so that the left hand comes from underneath, from the sole of the foot, and the right hand comes on top, from the top part of the foot to the outside, and you're grasping now onto your foot. And can you again begin to gently exhale, roll yourself into this little ball, gently press through the left foot on the ground. And as you roll, can you think of bringing your foot towards yourself? So now the movement is freer. You're not trying to keep the knee and the foot parallel. You can allow for a bit of movement and a bit of exploration here. And as always, this is not an exercise, this is a lesson. So we're looking for differences. Can you make it so that each exhale, you're bringing your foot towards yourself in a different direction, in a different way. So there's something to learn from this movement. So can you think of bringing your foot in the direction of your right shoulder, and the next time in the direction of your left shoulder, and find what is more comfortable, what is less comfortable, always avoiding straining and taking care of yourself and taking care of your knees. And can you think now of bringing that foot more towards your head without rounding more and without pulling on your leg more? So, how would you go about to bring your foot in front of your face without using more force? Could you maybe think with your next exhale of extending a bit the right knee? So now you allow the leg to lengthen in order for it to come towards your head. You do not press it towards yourself, but instead you allow the foot to lengthen, the knee to open, and you lengthen your foot in the direction of your head. Very nice. And can you think now of different directions? A bit towards your right eye and towards your left eye, and find what is comfortable for your knee and for your hip. Always paying attention, always taking care of yourself, always stopping when you feel you've had enough. Let it go and have a rest. Feel the right and the left side. And bend your knees and stand your feet. Bring your right ankle on your left knee. Same movement, same position. You catch your right foot with both hands now, just as before. And this time, as you round yourself and press into the ground with the left foot, can you think of rounding yourself, pushing down on your ribs and allowing your head to come up? So you're pressing your lower rib into the ground, you round yourself, and you bring the foot toward the head towards the foot. And can you explore how it is now to be rounding more, to be using your exhale and the pressure of the left foot on the floor in order to round and allow yourself to come closer to your foot, not only pull your foot towards yourself. And can you think again? This is not an exercise, this is a lesson. So think about bringing the foot towards your chin, and the next time the foot towards your nose, and the next time can you think of pulling it over the crown of your head gently and easily, just changing a bit the direction, and feel what happens to your hip and what happens to your knee in order to allow your foot to elongate over your head. Very nice. And let that go and have a rest. In today's lesson, not only your attention needs a bit of rest, but also your body. Now bend your knees. Bring your right foot towards yourself, just as before. This time you're going to catch it only with one hand. You're going to catch it with the right hand from the top of the foot. So you bring your hand to catch your foot from the top part and to the outside ridge. You slide your hand over the ankle, catching the foot from the outside, from where the pinky toe is, but from the top part, not from the bottom part. Very nice. And now what happens is that your elbow is inside your knee, right? So can you think of gently bringing your foot towards yourself, just finding a bit of movement in your hip joint and in your knee. And then can you think of pushing your foot away, lengthening the leg, pushing the foot towards the ceiling until something happens to your knee and your elbow. Now your knee and your elbow are parallel. And you can change now. So you can bend your knee and elbow again, but this time think of bringing the elbow outside of the knee. And then you push your foot again towards the ceiling, your elbow extends, your knee extends, and when you bring it back, you have slided your elbow to the inside of the foot. So can you play around a bit with this movement now? Sliding your elbow to the inside and to the outside of the knee, and you have to lengthen both knee and elbow in order to do that. So gently press towards the ceiling. Press the foot towards the ceiling. Find this place of ease now where you can feel you can slide your elbow in and out, easily and gently. And can you feel what happens to your weight? And can you feel your breath? Can you make it soft and easy and enjoyable? And let that go and have a rest. Now, again, here, if you need to, you can have a sock, put it around the sole of your foot and catch the sock in case your hands do not come all the way to the soles of your feet. So now bend your knees, both knees, bring them together towards your chest, allow them to open a bit, and slide your hands to catch your feet again as you did with the right hand. So you do not want to come from underneath the sole of the foot. You rather want to come, slide over the ankle, past the ankle, to catch the outside ridge of your foot where your pinky is, but from the top part of the foot. So kind of like this. And you catch both feet at the same time, and you can gently begin to roll, bringing the feet towards yourself. Can you feel now the rolling of the pelvis in order to bring your feet towards yourself? Your pelvis needs to roll back. So can you use now your exhale? And can you gently engage your abdomen so you're using this rolling towards your center? You lift the tailbone a bit. You allow your pelvis to roll back and you bring your feet towards your head, both feet. Direction head, they don't need to come to your head. Don't be pulling. Be mindful of your knees. We're just looking for directions now. And as you bring your feet towards yourself, can you think of gently extending the knees as if you were rounding now to kiss you the heels of your feet. So you exhale, you round yourself, you press down on your rib cage, you gently allow your head to lift, you bring the head towards the feet and the feet towards the head. That's it. But what we're interested in is not in pulling the feet or in lifting the head. What we're interested is what happens to the middle of yourself. So exhale to round using your abdominals. Think of rounding yourself. Think of pressing back through your ribs into the ground. Find this way of gently rounding yourself and of helping your hips to bring your feet towards yourself without straining, allowing your shape to change. And let that go and have a rest. Have a breath. So now that you found this gentle movement, let's do it with a bit more rhythm. So again, you bring both your legs towards yourself, same exact movement. You catch your feet from the outside over to the top, over, sliding over the ankles. You catch the feet from the outside. And now, as you exhale, you roll your weight back into your shoulder blades and then you roll forward. So, can you allow your hands and your legs and your belly and your breath to help you roll a bit forward and back? Roll the weight along your spine. So you find a little bit of momentum and roll yourself into this little ball and make it small and easy and be mindful of your knees. It has to be soft and easy, just like a baby would go around doing it. No straining. Just find this gentle rhythm of rocking back and forth. Exhaling, bringing your belly towards yourself. Exhaling, bringing the feet together and then letting them go away. And can you find a little bit of help from the feet and the hands so that when you bring the feet towards yourself, you feel the weight is easier to come up your spine. And then you push your legs away and you can feel how they are kind of gently pulling you forward. Just a small, easy movement. And let that go too and have a rest. And be sure, be mindful that you do not pull on yourself throughout this rolling part of the lesson. Make it small. You don't need to do big. You don't have to go big. Just do it as far as it is comfortable and as far as you can feel the momentum and the ease in the momentum. Now, again, bring your feet and catch them with your hands, same as before. And this time, what I want you to do is what we did with the sliding of the elbow, but this time with both arms. So now you push your feet towards the ceiling, and as your elbows and knees extend, you find the moment where you can slide the elbows outside of the knees and bring them back down again, bending elbows, bending the knees. And again, you press up, and the moment your elbows and knees are extended, you find that place where you can slide your elbows in, and you play now with this movement of sliding the elbows in and out, and make it so that is easy and comfortable and there's no pulling either from the foot or from the hand. You can find this feeling of ease in turning the elbow, soft shoulders, soft breath. Make it easy and comfortable and fun. I bet you never thought you could do that. Very nice. And now that you've found this momentum of ease and sliding and just how much you need to extend in order to do this change, no pulling. Very nice. Let that go and have a breath. You can keep your knees bent. Just have a breath here. Bring your hands again onto your feet. You catch your feet just as before. And this time I want you to bring together the two movements, the rolling back and forth with the change of elbows. So how are you going to go about now doing this movement? So you allow your weight to roll back because your feet and arms are extending direction towards your head. You change up your elbows and you bring your hands and knees again down to roll forward. So you use the extension of your hands and legs to roll your weight towards your shoulder blades. And you use this bending of the arms and knees in order to roll yourself forward towards your pelvis. And take a few moments to find your rhythm and find the momentum and find the exact direction where your feet need to point at in order to to make this sliding easy and comfortable without your hands pulling on your feet, without your feet pulling on your hands. Find the synergy between them. And let that go and have a rest. Now, again, I will remind you and invite you that if it's too difficult to catch your foot, you can again, in this segment, use a sock. Just put it over your foot and catch it, creating this little loop. So bring your feet and your legs again towards yourself, but this time I want you to catch the feet from underneath. So your right foot, right hand comes underneath from the sole of the foot to catch the outside of the foot so that your fingers now are on the top and the palm is on the sole of the foot. Same with the left hand. You catch both feet from the inside. And can you allow now your knees to open to the side? So you kind of find this place where you have cut your feet and you find this place where you can allow your knees to open and you feel it's gentle for your hips. There's no pulling, there's no stretching, there's no annoying sensation. Just find the place where you can comfortably be. It's a movement you've probably seen a lot in babies. So what we want to do now is find the connection. Use our feet as a steering wheel. So think only of your right foot and your right hand. Very gently, can you think of pressing your right hand down as if you wanted to bring the right knee down next to yourself on the floor? It doesn't have to come all the way down. Only find the direction. And can you feel now that as you bring your leg down, the whole of yourself is gently rolling? You're rolling your weight a bit to the right and back to center. Can you make it so that you feel now that this leg is like a steering wheel for your weight in the center? So keep your attention in your trunk and gently pull and release as if you were guiding your weight now, as if you were a pilot or a boat captain. Can you feel the connection, the steering between the leg and the trunk? And then when you felt it and you've kind of checked out the different places your knee can go, the different directions it can go to, and find what feels more connected, then do it over the other side. So you start thinking about the left. You don't release your right foot. You stay there. Both feet are caught by both hands, but you now move your left hand. So you press down with your left hand and begin exploring how it is to roll your weight in the left side of the trunk. And again, I want you to find a different movement each time. So you're exploring the directions. You're not repeating yourself again and again. Can you do it so that each time you press down with your hand, you do it in a slightly different way, maybe a different direction, maybe a bit more or a bit less, and you explore the sensation in your hip joint as you do this, and the connection between your hip and your pelvis and your pelvis and your trunk. Can you feel this connection that you're steering yourself, you're steering the movement of your trunk through that foot? And let that go and have a breath and have a rest. Same position, bring both feet towards yourself. Catch them from the sole of the foot, just as before. Let the knees open to the side. Find your steering wheel. So now we're going to play from side to side. Can you think of pressing down with one hand and then with the other, and really find this connection between the gentle pressing, the gentle guiding of your leg into these different directions, and how does your weight respond in your trunk? And does the path you're rolling changes as you change the directions? And can you discern which are those places where pulling your leg, which are those directions when you pull your leg backwards that feel more connected, that really feel like it's a steering wheel? From one side to the other. Very nice. And let that go. Have a breath here. And let's change it up. So now think only of the right leg and very gently think of pressing the leg into the palm as if your foot now wanted to lift a bit towards the ceiling. So now it's the opposite direction. You were pushing with your hand on your foot. Now it is your foot that gently presses into your hand. And can you feel how it is now to be extending the leg to find again this steering wheel, to find this way of moving your weight in your trunk by extending now, by using the foot instead of the hand, by pressing the foot into the hand? And just explore a bit the different directions where your foot can press towards, finding what is easier, what is comfortable, and what is more connected from your center to your foot. And then try it with the left foot. So it's the left foot that presses away in order to roll your trunk to the left. And you do it feeling the sensation in your hip. Where is there ease for your hip? Where is there ease for your leg and your knee? And then you do it and pay attention to the connection with your trunk. Where do you feel that you're piloting with more ease? You feel the connection between the way the weight moves in your trunk and the movement of the foot. And can you play with both now? So one leg extends and then the other leg extends, and you feel yourself rolling from one side to the other, but it's not a roll with momentum, and it's not a roll that happens by chance. You're navigating yourself. At any moment, you could change the direction of your roll because you're in charge of it. So find this connection now of guiding your weight, steering your weight around through this pressing of the feet. And you can combine both movements now. So you press without one foot and then pull on the other foot with your arm so that one leg presses the arm and the other arm presses the leg. So you find both ways of doing it and using them simultaneously. The leg presses on the hand, and on the other side, the hand presses on the leg. So you make it even easier and make it soft and small. Again, you want to be in charge of this rolling. You do not want to have the weight go from side to side randomly. You want to be in control. You want to be steering the movement. And can you make the movement so that you come now rolling all over to the right side? And then how would you go about? Can you open the left knee enough? Can you open the left leg enough and steer yourself to the center and over to the other side? So how big can you make this rolling movement? and still feel that you're able to steer yourself to the side and back to center and feel that you're in charge of the movement. Can you go over all the way to side lying? And can you use this leverage system of your feet and hands to come back to center? And let that go and have a rest on the floor. And have a breath. And keeping your attention to the sensation in your hips and the shape of your back. Can you come from lying to sitting and from sitting to standing? And for a few moments, could you walk around the room paying attention to the movement and to the connection between your back and your hips and your legs?